on my back. Nan's Kitchen Pod, you know the score. So this week, me and our kid again, and we're going to talk about the ice wall and this thing that's been going about in Antarctica at the moment. Well,
I think it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, it's been going on for ages, but I'm just seeing it all.
Yeah, now,
on
recently.
TikTok now, yeah, just virally popping off. So we just watched the video then. I'll talk about the first one we watched.
It's the first one I showed you.
No, the one about the fella. The first one I said, look at.
Right, yeah. So, Matt, the way he's got himself blacked out. So this fella's got himself blacked out and he's talking about his time in Antarctica.
His voice is all distorted as well.
Yeah. Why was he over there? Got asked to be a helicopter pilot or something, didn't he?
Something to do with the army, yeah.
Yeah, he said we got asked to go over there to be...
He got deployed from 19... I think he said 19...
The 60s, was it?
No, it was in the 90s up to early 2000s.
Was it?
Yeah, something like that. And basically, in his time there, a lot of mad things happened. So he had to do a bit of a interview /
Yeah, they had to
long
do
process where they asked him about religion and what he believed in the sense of science and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said it's
had to do all mad questionnaires, major one-to-one interviews and stuff like that.
Just to find out his background and see
what
if
type of person he is.
I think it's more
just to even get the job, innit? Yeah,
that was more his beliefs, lad. So
to even get the job.
So then he goes into say the studying ice there a lot all the time, but not normal ice. They're studying this sky ice. So he said the only time he actually ever studied normal ice was when National Geographical, the channel, come out to film, and they pulled up some ice from the floor and we're doing some research on it and examining it and whatnot just for them. But the actual stuff they were doing the majority of the time was this blue ice, and it's basically from what people have been talking about, this ice wall that's meant to be, well, we don't know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
When I first watched this video, I initially thought, what's this, like an ancient civilization or possibly aliens maybe have been there prior? And when we've got there, we're like, wow, we're going to investigate. We found this mad ice, this wall, what's gone on? But the other theory to it, which obviously I've looked a bit more into, what people are saying is they think there's another civilization outside of that ice wall. So we've got our world, and then there's the border of the ice wall, and then there's that other civilization, which is, well, another world, basically. And they're saying this because they compared maps. Do you remember that map?
Yeah. So there was an old from 1587, I think it was.
It might have been 1582, 1587, around then.
He was showing us on the map that all this mad other stuff there was on the map, and he was pointing out that Australia weren't on the map because it hadn't been discovered in that time. Then he was showing us our current map, Australia's here, blah, blah, blah. But then he was showing us all other stuff right around it, weren't he? And then there was another video saying it was all green around that ice wall at one point, weren't it? It wasn't all ice, it was green, fucking
stuff like that.
Wild, hot animals.
Well, that's
what he living animals.
There's a part on the map where it's like camels, crocodiles, like stuff, like a warmer type of habitat for them types of animals. So that's what he was. Didn't name it. It just had animals on it on that part of the map.
Yeah, so what kind of animals live there? Yeah,
were there. I'm assuming when you're traveling for your dangers, innit? But it's mad because if there is, because a lot of people are full on certain about this, that it's definitely like they're 100% like this happened, like this is out there. There's definitely another civilization, and that going back to that video, like towards the end of the video, they're drilling through the wall, and he said they drill a 10-mile long tunnel. And he still didn't reach the other side, and he don't know if they will reach the other side. They just don't know how long this wall is actually.
When they were coming back though, weren't they? The wall was closing over, weren't they? So when they were digging it over time, it was, as they were digging it to get through it, it was slowly shrinking in and building itself back up kind of thing. So
there's another interesting fact about the ice as well though. So he also said, this is what blew my head off a little bit, because this is where your video comes into play. So he showed me a video before of putting ice in water and filling it up to the brim, and when the ice melts, the bowl doesn't overflow because of the fact of like, I don't know, something to do with the weight of the ice and
the volume thing, but the ice or the water takes up 90% of the volume or something like that.
So it doesn't overflow, which is mad. Now this blue ice, this sky ice, the fella said he's holding the ice, and
but you can't touch it.
You can't touch it with bare hands because it's 100 degrees below zero, so it just instantly freezes your skin, give you frostbite and stuff like that. So you've got to hold it with gloves, he said, but when he's holding it, it's not melting, it's just becoming smaller and shrinking, and he said his gloves weren't wet. So this ice doesn't melt; it just sort of evaporates into thin air.
Then he put it in warm water, done the same thing, didn't it? Just started shrinking.
Just shrunk.
Didn't melt. Oh no, did he put it in warm? No, he just brought it into a warm room, didn't he? And he said it was just the same thing. It just started shrinking.
It just started like.
Imagine holding a block of ice in it just slowly, just no water or nothing.
No wetness on your hands, no like moisture, no texture or anything like that, and you've just got.
And there's a bit of a smoke coming off it.
That's me had to fall off, you know. Isn't it lovely? Like blue ice sniff.
You smoking there, lad? That's sky ice.
Honestly, I find it rather baffling. It's interesting, but it's baffling.
That one I showed you was mad as just normal ice. Yeah. Where you just put a filter bowl half of water, he put a big block of ice in it, and then it was like that much off the top, the water. So then he filled the rest up with water, so the water was up to the brim, and
it just didn't overflow.
He recorded it for the time of
it, like time lapsing it up.
You see the ice melting into the bowl, and it just the water doesn't overfill the bowl.
It is mad, but it just goes to show that it's like ice and water takes up a lot of the planet, don't you say? Like it's what 90% of the world, or something, 80% of the world, something insane like that. And well, if you don't discover all of it, you're not going to know what's on the other side. Like, I just think you can fly over that wall. Maybe if you can fly over the wall, you can see what's on the other side of it. But then it could be nothing. But if you do fly, I reckon
if you tried to though, you'd end up getting signals saying, or someone on the radio saying 8-10. I don't know.
Yeah, either that or it'll just. I think it'll have like a different sort of atmosphere, like if you fly, like the gravity will be different. I'm making things up here, but
be like Black Panther. No, when he goes into the thing, Wakanda forever. No, it looks like Africa, just like not. And then when he goes in, it's a different fucking world.
Yeah, like a portal.
Yeah. Some mad fucking, some madness.
It is. It's proper like I don't know. Like thinking about it, it's half got me gripped as well. I'm sat there with all these other people thinking, there's definitely something else going on out there. Like, and usually I'm like with him when he sends me all these things, and I'm like, oh no, it's a load of crap, lad.
Those are virgins I've been sending them. Oh, shut up, Mitchell.
Some
of them are mad though.
But a couple of them he's caught me eye with, and this one specifically is definitely because of the fact that there's that much behind it. That's what it made me look into a little bit more. And then Joe Rogan mentioned it a few times, so I thought I'll have a nose into that. And then he had some other fella on.
He had some scientist on, didn't he? I can't remember his name. He was the fella who think Pluto said Pluto weren't a planet.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Well, I was just seeing all different. The fact that it's popping off. I thought, I'm interested, so I had to look into it. But I genuinely at first thought it could be like alien species, civilization. But after looking into it, I don't know, because even we said. That other video we watched with the fella, he was showing us like there's all mad statues there, and this is in the middle of the Antarctic.
That's what you think. Remember our last one?
No, but wait there. This is back in like 1912, 1910, when this doctor went there to explore, to like just map it out and see what was there, and he was finding all mad monuments and stuff like that.
Yeah. I remember that now. Yeah. So that makes me think. I don't remember we were talking about the last one where we reckon the planet flipped.
Yeah.
Maybe at that time. Before it flipped, that was all civilized, and then once it's flipped now, it's just because of where it is, it's just all ice now.
My theory on it is the Ice Age. I think that's the Ice Age.
Yeah.
Like the Ice Age happened, and like obviously it froze or whatever. A lot of old things like that. If that war's that deep and that far gone back, isn't that where the Ice Age originally happened? And that's why we've got stories of it happening in the world today.
Saying, I think that was only. Flashed my mind the other day. You know what that one with that city that lives underwater? That city that's underwater, that famous city.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called.
That made me think the same thing. If it does flip, it explains it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mad.
No, that's
weird
event.
It's all like linking in, though, if you know what I mean.
All I thought of my head then was like like the little Christmas things used to get, what they call that? The little, like you'd have something in it. It's like a globe, a snow globe.
Oh yeah.
Flipping it upside down.
Literally though.
I'm out of water, man.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
There's all snow on the bottom. No, you've got the snow. That's what it does though, isn't it?
No, it is, yeah. It is just a little...
Best way of explaining it in simple terms, that.
No, 100%.
Is right.
Just like flips it the other way.
Layman's terms.
If you're actually sitting looking into all these conspiracies, you'll have to fall off and like...
Some of them you look at and it's hard to pick which ones, you know what I mean?
It is.
It's hard telling what ones to do.
It depends how good the person is selling the story. If they're telling it, they're painting a good picture and they've got your attention, you're like, oh, this could be believable. Yeah. And then you look to a few more videos and you see that, oh, actually, this is possibly actually believable. And you just think, whoa, I wasn't expecting all this madness to be just filling my brain and me to be like, I actually believe this now. Like, it's usually I'm very skeptical. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that.
When they're explaining it like that,
he got me, lad. Wow, that 3-part one was more. It was like because it was a personal experience. That sold it a little bit more for me because he had his face blurred out, his voice was distorted. Yeah. It was proper. it was just a little bit like, oh, this fella wants to hide his identity for a reason, so I need to. I'm half grasped. I'm grasped. It's grabbed me.
Yeah,
It
this
proper
fella
got
doesn't
me.
want people knowing who he is.
And it got me, lads. It's like that happens with all like the UFO whistleblowers and stuff. They're not called that no more, but the stuff like that. All the whistleblowers for events, like they try and hide their identity till a certain point because, well, they know it can possibly come back and bite them on their ass.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're going to get properly prosecuted for letting, because at the end of the day, when you work for a certain government, you sign a contract before you go into it to not disclose in certain information that you learn or hear about when you're inside the organisation you're working for. So by doing that, it's an instant you could possibly be like criminally penalised. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a big worry for a lot of people. So when you take that into consideration and think, well, if they're taking that risk on their shoulders as well, and they're playing the face out, and that, it just makes you think, oh, these might be actually onto something here. But then again, they could just be onto how to sell a story, and I'm just like, you've sold the best story in the world, and I believe you. So it's hard to take a proper like open opinion and like a judgment on that.
But you know what's good though, the way we seen that one I showed you first, where he's melting the ice in the bowl, and then this other fella said there's only 2 types of ice: that ice we know, and blue ice. Know what I mean? But I remember seeing that video myself before you sent me, and I was thinking, wow, that's sky ice.
It's weird how they've described it as sky ice, and the fact that if you touch it, it basically gives you freezes your limbs like instantly. Like that's insane.
I reckon it'd be like lava, if you know what I mean.
But the ice version,
same. It just
it's the opposite
your fingers.
The insane like intense coldness.
Probably just travel through your hand though as well. I reckon.
Yeah, like when you see like people when they look at the Medusa and turn into stone. Yeah, you see them slowly start. That's what's going to happen. Your arm's just going to fall off when you touch it.
Don't look at it in the eye.
Yeah, don't watch. You're going to get frostbite and all that. You'll be dead. But no, it is. It's a proper weird, interesting story, and I just even looking more into it and more into it. Like I've seen a lot of people go to like around them parts of the world to like camp, you know, because they have all the campsites around there and stuff. And you think, man, this is amazing. This, like, imagine it's the middle of nowhere. There's nothing going on. But 150 years ago, there could have been something going on. That could have been a big, actual, like, full-on thing. And as I said, if that part of the world was on a 1580 something map was hot, and now it's cold, it just makes my theory think, oh, is that where the ice age?
Yeah, that's it.
And because it's now freezing out there, it's the only part that's actually completely kept them frozen to stone. Because you still find bits like fossilised, like mammoths and stuff, still to this day in different parts of the
you do.
So that's
just mad as well. Look, because there was more.
That's just my conspiracy, anyway.
There was more like ground, if you like, as well on that island map, if you know what I mean. There was
it looked like there was more fresh,
more land. Sorry, I don't know if I'm saying ground.
There was more like greenery.
There was more land. Do you know what I mean on that
not
map?
As much water.
And then once he showed us today's map and the ice ball and all that,
it's like, oh, there's a lot of water.
Yeah, it was like half though, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe more.
Yeah, there's a lot of land lost.
There was a lot of land lost. Yeah, there was like all the excursional parts just weren't there no more. They were just water. It's interesting, and I'd like to see what. Like
I'd love a time machine, you know.
Yeah, just to see.
You love a time machine?
To know what was going back on, like back then, like it'd be amazing.
Sit here and have this conversation now and go, that was right as well. You know what I mean?
Go back to 1507.
See, no ice. What are these animals doing over here? These shouldn't be here.
It's like the Scouse land of the lost lads, like Will Ferrell in, you know.
Scouse back to the Scouse in the past or something. Scousers go in the past or something.
Scouse lost in the past.
I fucking knew it. What we'll call it.
Scouse is lost in the past.
I fucking
knew it. That's the title.
I knew it.
That'd be so sick. But yeah, that is. It's a bit of a little mind boggler, and it's a bit of a twist and a turner for you. But it's just a little brief one today. I just thought it was interesting. It was on top of my mind. I needed to get it out there.
Because it proper grabbed our attention.
Majorly grabbed our attention. This is probably the biggest the biggest conspiracy I've honestly been fully occupied by. Like it's took my time. I've actually read into it, done research for the past few days. Like I find it very interesting. But I don't know what to believe. I'd love to see what's on the other side of this wall. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm really excited for it.
I wonder if it's like dry ice. I've just been thinking that then. That's what I was gonna say though. That's another type of ice, isn't it?
No, but that's like chemically made ice.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's like it's made with like hydroxide. That's some mad thing. I don't know.
So it's not like natural.
No, it's a chemical. It's a chemically made ice.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's not like natural ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird thing. But I'd love to physically see the sky ice myself.
Just the way he was describing it, lad, it was blue, like
icy, like
Everton blue, weren't dark blue, weren't
it was like the sky.
Yeah.
Like,
nah, it was darker than that.
No, that's what he was describing, and that's the sky.
Yeah.
No, but the sky over there is completely different colour.
Yeah, it actually will be. Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Like that, it's so crystal and clear. I'm assuming over there compared to here because of the fact that there's no pollution.
Mm-hmm.
So in that specific part, well, there is pollution, but there's nowhere near as much as there is in a fucking city. But yeah, it's mad. It is really mad. I've watched someone do travel to Antarctica and stay there for it. That's Simon Wilson on YouTube. I think that's his name. Yeah, the fella who just goes all around the world and stays there's full days without any money and stays in hotel lobbies and all madness.
Flights and,
but
he just does all madness.
He'll pay for the flights, I think, but sometimes he'll go in the lounges and that for free and he does all mad stuff like that. But
Blackie's first class.
He went to the Antarctic and it was like surreal experience watching him, and I think he won Donned in it as well. I'm sure it was Simon Wilson. I could be wrong though. But I'm sure he did. And won Don off Barstool Sports. He went to Everest, and I'm 100% sure he went to the Antarctic as well. I could be wrong though, but I'm sure. I watched. There's 2 people on YouTube who watched that went there. Give them a watch, and you'll see how it is anyway. It's quite eye opening. It's because it is just white everywhere. It's mad.
I was just thinking, how far can the ice see? Do you know? Any idea?
No.
I think 10 miles, that tunnel they dig, 10 miles, that's a long,
no, it's
10
miles
is long, lad.
And you're not seeing that full 10 mile anyway.
No.
Not a job answering the fucking planet Earth.
So, how long is it? Imagine being stood at the top. Know what I mean?
No, I know, it's going to be ridiculously long, and that's what's more, well, it's fucking baffling, it's confusing, baffling, it's all the above.
Me, the jet.
Yeah, just fly over it, go and see what's on the other side of it, and then fly back there fast as well. At
least if someone says we'll shoot you down, we'll go, go for it.
Catch me. Yeah. No, but it could be nothing, or it could be another civilization, or it could be something completely different. It could be like a version of outer space.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's on the other side, it's honestly the opportunities, or what's the word I'm looking for? The scenarios are endless. Like what could be on the other side? It's crazy.
I'm sure I've seen one where there's do you reckon it's the other side of it? There's these ball building fucking thingies. Have you not seen that one? Do you reckon it was just built for scientists really, where they live and do the research? That's trying to find.
Oh, I'm on it. On the Antarctic. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen it. And it's they said that's.
But that could just be misinterpreted and be on our side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I did the Reds because that's from years ago when they still found huts and stuff like that all in the middle of nowhere where
I know these are up to date
new. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen all the old. I've seen people going around and go, look, this is a hut where people from 1940s have been here, 1920s, all stuff like that. And there's all still tins of beans left. It's proper. It's proper interesting.
Funny that.
But we're gonna go on a bit off key, so we're gonna tap it. We're gonna wrap it up here. Nice one, guys, for tuning in, and go and have a little look into this conspiracy because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah,
hopefully you find it interesting too. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Peace.